Have you ever felt like your life is stuck in a loop of delays and detours? We often wonder why things don't go according to our plans, or why success feels just out of reach. Sometimes, in our desperation, we forget that God's timing rarely matches our own. We chase speed, but miss the strength that patience gives. Maybe you're going through a time where everything feels like it's on hold, or maybe you're so comfortable that you're afraid to take the next step, not realizing delay is a silent storm. Then this story is for you. This story won't just make you think. It may also change you. So listen carefully until the end. This story begins in a quiet mountain village called Delthra, nestled between shadowed cliffs and glowing lakes. The people lived a simple life, farming, praying, surviving the winters, and watching the stars at night. Among them was a boy named Saran. He was not known for strength or brilliance, but he had one gift that none could deny: unshakable patience. Saran lived with his widowed grandfather, old Pavan, a man who spoke seldom but deeply, especially when they sat under the night sky. Their home was modest, wooden walls covered in ivy, a fire pit always glowing, and a silver cat named Mira who followed Saran like a little moon. Life wasn't easy. Money was tight. Their crops often failed, and the winters came harsh and early. Yet Saran never rushed, never panicked. The villagers often whispered, "That boy is either fool or saint." One summer, the village received exciting news. A royal messenger arrived, dressed in deep blue, announcing a celestial contest in the king's city. "The Nebula crown," he said, "will be given to the most patient mind, not the fastest, not the strongest, but the one who does not bend in waiting. The reward? A home in the royal lands, and enough gold to feed 10 families. But believe it or not, Saran smiled and went back to chopping wood. The villagers laughed. That boy thinks patience is all he needs. He doesn't even leave the village. Old Pavan looked up and said softly, "The stars don't race each other, but they always arrive." Saran meditated, studied, and watched the forest winds. He said, "I will go, not to win, but to understand." Mira purred at his side. He packed only bread, herbs, and a wooden whistle his father carved long ago. But a few days later, thunderstorms struck. The only bridge to the royal city collapsed. Most contestants returned home in frustration. But Saran, he waited by the riverbank, sitting under a tree, feeding birds. "Are you mad?" a traveler yelled. "The contest starts in 2 days." "Then I guess I'll find out what happens in 2 days," Saran replied calmly. Then guess what happened? A hidden guide came from the forest, a woman in white robes, riding a beast made of glowing rock. "The bridge was never the only way to reach the city," she said. "But only those who wait long enough are shown the second path." The news spread quickly. "Did you hear? That patient boy, he made it," villagers murmured in surprise. Once again, patience revealed more than rushing ever could. In the city, the final contest was not a race or a test of might. The contestants were placed in individual iron rooms. No clock, no noise, no sign of time. They were told, "Wait for the door to open. That is all. Whoever endures longest wins." Some shouted, some cried, some banged on the walls. One by one, their doors opened early and they lost. But Saran, he breathed. He whispered to Mira in his mind. He waited. Then something surprising occurred. Saran saw something. Colors in the dark. Stars and patterns. Messages only seen when the mind is still. After 9 days, the judges opened his door. He looked up, smiling calmly. They were astonished. "You are the first to wait until the true end," one judge said. "But why didn't you try to leave?" Saran spoke. "My grandfather once said, 'Storms come loud, but truth arrives quiet.'" Saran returned home not just with gold and land, but with a new role, the patient speaker of the kingdom. Even the king called him the Nebula Mind. A young villager ran up to him and said, "Why didn't you give up when things got hard?" Saran smiled and sat by the fire pit, just like he had a home. "See, I knew. What happens in life is never simple," he said softly. "Sometimes what looks like delay is preparation. Sometimes storms only calm down when you stop fighting them. That's why, When life feels slow, you don't need to rush. You need to trust. The real lesson is this: no waiting is wasted when it's in alignment with a greater plan. Whether it's good or bad, only time can tell. We panic in seasons of delay, but God's timing is layered like the stars. Not everything is instant, because not everything is shallow. What looks like procrastination may be the universe asking, are you ready to wait without breaking? Faith isn't proven when things go fast. It's proven when you can still breathe, while paused. Maybe something is happening in your life right now that feels too slow, too quiet, stuck. Maybe you're watching others pass you by. Succeed faster, move forward. But trust that God's plan isn't about acceleration. It's about alignment. You are not falling behind. You are walking through a custom design path. Remember this. Don't fall apart when things don't move. Don't get carried away when things do. Everything unfolds when you're ready to see it. If you like this story, don't forget to leave a like. Tell us in the comments, what did you learn about patience today? We'll see you in the next one. Take care.